I think there was knowledge amongst a certain group of people, mostly who did business with Harvey Weinstein. There are countless women who understood that that's what happened. And
you are friends with Tom Hanks,
yeah,
who's a fellow nominee. What does a boys' night out look like?
There's a few cocktails.
Everyone knows the advantages, you know. They're self-explanatory. I'm very blessed. I got to travel the world, stay in nice hotels, fly in private planes. And that caused me to develop a chip on my shoulder and walk around with a lot of anger. All in all, it just led me down a path of self-destruction.
So apparently Chet has come out with a bombshell revelation that seems to confirm what we might have all been suspecting all along. His dad, the one and only Tom Hanks, is allegedly a secret handler for the elusive Hollywood elites. In a tell-all expose that's about to rock Tinseltown, Chet spilled all the deets on what it's been like growing up in the daunting shadow of his father's fame. So, what exactly did he say?
Everyone knows the advantages, you know. They're self-explanatory. I'm very blessed. I got to travel the world, stay in nice hotels, fly in private planes.
In a jaw-dropping expose that has the gossip mill working overtime, Chet laid bare the bitter truth about growing up in the illustrious shadow of his famous father. It appears that Chet isn't holding back any punches and seems to be pointing fingers squarely at Tom, accusing him of being too busy chasing the glitz and glamour of Hollywood's elite circles, all while neglecting his own family. Chet's tell-all video, cleverly disguised as part of his self-mastery program on his YouTube channel, reveals the heartbreaking struggles he endured as a young boy, dealing with relentless bullying at school without the guidance of a strong and supportive father figure. Instead of being there for his own flesh and blood, Tom allegedly seemed more obsessed with seeking fame and cozying up to the high and mighty in Tinseltown.
And it was extremely hard to break down their walls. So I encountered a lot of disdain, a lot of animosity, a lot of negativity, because everybody was just prepared to hate my guts.
The aspiring rapper expressed profound disappointment and loneliness, sharing how relentless bullying at school left him without a strong male role model to turn to for guidance. Instead of being a present father, Tom seemed more focused on basking in the limelight and gaining favor with the glamorous Hollywood crowd. I didn't have a strong male role model to tell me, "Bro, F these people. They are just jealous of you," Chet revealed with a tinge of resentment in his voice, implying that his father's quest for fame and elite connections left him feeling neglected and without the support he needed during those difficult times. Chet went on to recount how the privileges of growing up as Tom Hanks' son brought along its own set of challenges. He became a target of jealousy and animosity, with people forming negative opinions about him without even bothering to get to know the real him. Instead of standing by his son and offering guidance through these trials, Tom appeared to be too absorbed in the perks of fame, jetting around the world and rubbing shoulders with the Hollywood elite.
And that caused me to develop a chip on my shoulder and walk around with a lot of anger. All in all, it just led me down a path of self-destruction.
Chet revealed that his father's fame and stature had created a wall of contempt around him, making it difficult for him to connect with others. While Chet acknowledged the unique opportunities that came with being the child of a Hollywood icon, he couldn't ignore the loneliness and isolation he felt due to his father's absence from his life. His grievances seemed to point to Tom's relentless pursuit of fame and validation, which overshadowed his responsibilities as a father. My experience was even more complicated because, on top of fame already being toxic, I wasn't even famous. I was just the son of somebody famous, so I hadn't even done anything to deserve any sort of recognition, and that created a lot of contempt. Contempt for me, my dad is beloved. He's on a pedestal, Chet shared, shedding light on the disparity between his father's adoration and the resentment directed towards him. As the video spread like wildfire across social media, opinions are divided about Chet's revelations. Some view it as a cry for attention, while others see it as a brave revelation against the darker side of Hollywood fame. In any case, it seems like Chet's revelations were nothing if not the actual truth. You see, despite Tom not being intentional about parenting, his association with Hollywood elites has been evident. In fact, it seems to have paid off in more ways than one. First, we have the 2016 award that Tom received from then-President Barack Obama. Tom Hanks was honored by President Barack Obama with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest possible honor for a U.S. civilian.
Thomas J. Hanks.
The medal is given out to the nation's best athletes, performers, and scientists. In addition to Hanks, Obama gave medals of freedom to Robert De Niro, Bruce Springsteen, Diana Ross, Michael Jordan, architect Frank Gehry, philanthropist Bill and Melinda Gates, and mathematician Margaret H. Hamilton. Obama bestowed especially high praise on Hanks, describing him as America's dad, and going on to say that Tom has always saved his best role for real life. He is a good man, which is the best title you can have. The audacity. One fan even commented on the award saying, "That must be the I'm the sickest F in every room I ever go in to medal." I mean, sure, Tom might be a talented actor, but that doesn't automatically make him the perfect dad. Chet's revelations paint a different picture altogether. Being a good man in real life? Well, actions speak louder than words, and it looks like Chet's experiences tell a different story. Anyway, fans quickly connected the dots and suspected that those sneaky Hollywood elites might have pulled some strings to get Tom that prestigious award. I mean, it's no secret that he's rubbed shoulders with the big shots in Tinseltown. And when you're buddy-buddy with the powerful and famous, who knows what kind of favors they can pull off? What's more, Hank has a wide range of friends who most fans consider to be elite in the showbiz industry. From co-stars like Meg Ryan and Julia Roberts to directors like Steven Spielberg and Ron Howard, Tom Hanks has built a network of influential friends throughout his career. These relationships extend beyond just professional collaborations, as Tom has often been seen socializing with these high-profile individuals in various settings, further solidifying his status in Hollywood's elite circles. Picture this. The cream of Hollywood, including the likes of Barack and Michelle Obama, Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw, Bruce Springsteen and Patty Cialfa, all gathered under one roof. And whose roof, you ask? Well, none other than Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson's $26 million Pacific Palisades mansion. Talk about a star-studded affair. It was a Sunday night to remember as the celebrity power couples descended upon the Hanks home around 7 p.m., ready to party the night away. And what was the occasion, you may wonder? Oh, just the celebration of Tom and Rita's 35th wedding anniversary. But hold your horses, because this wasn't your average candlelit dinner for two.
Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are celebrating their love. The longtime couple marked 35 years of marriage over the weekend and celebrated with a sweet tribute.
Tom and Rita decided to go all out and turn their anniversary into a weekend-long celebration by inviting some of Hollywood's most powerful and elite stars for a low-key dinner at their lavish home. And trust us, when Hollywood royalty comes together, you know it's going to be a night to remember. The Hanks mansion, nestled in a quiet cul-de-sac, played host to this exclusive gathering, and it was the place to be for all the creme de la creme of the entertainment world. Paparazzi were undoubtedly clamoring to catch a glimpse of these iconic personalities as they arrived one after the other. Can you imagine the sight of Barack and Michelle Obama, Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw, Bruce Springsteen and Patty Cialfa, all rubbing shoulders and sharing laughs under one roof? Simply iconic. And here's the weird part. The party went on until well after midnight. That's right, folks. This star-studded bash showed no signs of slowing down. In any case, following these claims made against Hanks, there have been rumors that the Illuminati wants to put him out in order to avoid being exposed further. A while back, some people were claiming that Tom Hanks was being detained in order to make way for the emergence of Michael Clark Rockefeller, who is deceased.
Michael Rockefeller was not only the son of one of the richest and most powerful men in America, he was the son of the governor of the state of New York.
Now the question is, why would he be arrested and replaced so swiftly? Well, that's likely because he has been quite vocal about the alleged dark truths of this industry. For example, as a figure renowned for his credibility and moral values, Tom Hanks has left both fans and industry peers in a state of shock and deep reflection with his recent revelations. His courageous choice to address a deeply ingrained and sensitive issue not only highlights the gravity of the situation, but also prompts unsettling questions about the extent of these alleged wrongdoings at the heart of the entertainment industry.
Any place there's a boss with underlings in any corporation or any industry, you have a type of sexual politics that goes on that can slide in between.
Apparently, Hollywood's once gleaming facade has begun to reveal cracks, particularly as a rising number of its members summon the courage to draw back the curtain and unveil long-held dark secrets that have remained concealed for decades. Tom Hanks, with his illustrious career and unblemished reputation, stands as a paragon of virtue in an industry that is often marred by controversies. According to him, I have pulled every single one of those moments of behavior myself on a set. Not everybody is at their best every single day on a motion picture set. I've had tough days trying to be a professional when my life has been falling apart in more ways than one, and the requirement for me that day is to be funny, charming, and loving, and it's the last way I feel. Tom Hanks' voice holds substantial influence, and his recent remarks have brought a noteworthy perspective to the ongoing conversation. Beyond his cinematic achievements, Hanks is revered for his humanitarian initiatives, steadfast dedication to social causes, and a remarkable ability to stay grounded despite his monumental success. In an industry where power and influence can sometimes blur ethical lines, Hanks has consistently championed principles of righteousness.
The entire industry is at a crossroads, and everybody knows it. The financial motor has to be completely redefined.
Tom Hanks's disclosures regarding the concealed motives and sinister agendas of certain influential figures within Hollywood have been simultaneously eye-opening and profoundly disconcerting. Through a series of candid interviews, Hanks has courageously explored the prevalent problem of undue pressure within the entertainment industry. He has passionately advocated for transparency, justice, and a fundamental overhaul of the industry's alleged power dynamics.
And there is some degree of pie here that is going to have to be equitably distributed by the people who are responsible.
By recounting instances where influential figures have abused their positions, Tom Hanks has underscored the pressing necessity for self-examination, reform, and accountability within the entertainment industry. These revelations take on even greater significance when considered alongside the stories of other courageous individuals like Rose McGowan and many more who have shared harrowing experiences of mistreatment at the hands of industry moguls such as Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. There are countless women who understood that that's what happened, and there were many people who said, well, that's just Harvey being Harvey.
Subsequent #MeToo movement stands as a testament to the collective strength of survivors and has ignited a global dialogue about power, consent, and systemic exploitation. Apparently, throughout his discussions, Tom Hanks has voiced the imperative for a cultural shift, not confined solely to Hollywood, but encompassing society at large. He has underscored that the issues afflicting the entertainment industry are, in essence, a reflection of broader societal challenges.
Between appropriate ethics and decorum to, inappropriate behavior to the point of harassment and behavior.
The abuse of power, the silencing of victims, and the culture of complicity are not limited to the world of silver screens. In a comprehensive discussion with Jeffrey Brown, Hanks delved deeper into the consequences of the Weinstein scandal and how its ripple effects have reverberated throughout Hollywood. This isn't the end of it. He appears to have an abundance of tales to share with others, an attitude that the industry appears to remain intolerant of when anyone broaches these subjects. This looks like the reason people believe they followed a similar pattern with Tom, almost as though they meticulously orchestrated an agenda to discredit him or supplant him with an alternative. Once Tom said to his interviewer, "You will be amazed at how many people know that they can get away with it, and are told they can get away with it because they are carrying the movie on their shoulders." Speculation arose when a widely shared Facebook meme made the baseless claim that Tom Hanks was seen wearing an ankle monitor and had been arrested in Australia. Although there are no solid pieces of evidence to support this speculation, people believe the news. The claim reads, "Look who has a new ankle bracelet. Tom Hanks. Some of you don't know it, but Mr. Hanks was arrested in Australia for you know what. He went on national TV to say he had COVID-19 and he was quarantined himself. Not true. He was in custody for a time, then house arrest is in his hotel. Now he's a flight risk." This claim appears to be linked to the debunked QAnon conspiracy theory, which falsely alleges that influential celebrities are involved in a child ST ring. Similar claims about Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres wearing ankle bracelets have been debunked by the Reuters fact-check team. In the case of Tom Hanks, the photos used in the claim depict him in Los Angeles on May 20, 2020, wearing a green bandana as a face covering. Despite the appearance of slightly ruffled pants, there is no evidence of an ankle monitor being worn by Hanks in the photos. Photographs of Hanks sporting shorts weeks later revealed no sign of an ankle monitor on his legs. Any potential arrest of Hanks would undoubtedly have garnered extensive coverage from news outlets. While engaged in a film project in Australia, Hanks made the announcement on March 11th that he and his wife, Rita Wilson, had tested positive for the emerging pandemic. The couple subsequently returned to Los Angeles on March 27th, and their arrival was documented in photographs. But it appears that wasn't enough to deter the conspiracy theorists, because it has been claimed that in 2021, BBC News featured an actual headline reporting the arrest of actor Tom Hanks on 135 counts of child P possession. Fast forward to May 9th, 2023, when a Twitter user also shared a compilation of images, one of which seemed to depict a screenshot from a BBC report alleging that Tom Hanks had been arrested. The headline read, "Tom Hanks arrested on 135 counts of child P possession." Beside it was a photograph of Hanks with his wife, Rita Wilson. The purported BBC screenshot was a product of digital manipulation, and its headline was entirely fictitious. But that didn't stop people from circulating this fabricated image across various websites and social media platforms, with its origins dating back to at least June 2021.
So there is going to have to be some sort of sit down and for the common good of the story, the arts and sciences, and the business of show.
Reportedly, following this incident, Tom Hanks relocated to Greece and was granted Greek citizenship. There were allegations that this move was accompanied by a fabricated narrative suggesting that he was shifting to Greece due to the exposure of suspicious activities. Hollywood fans have been keeping their eyes to the matter. One of them wrote, "I was having a hard time believing Tom Hanks until he disappeared in the spring of 2020, supposedly quarantined for COVID-19, and then immediately and suddenly became a citizen of Greece. That was enough for me to open my eyes." Another one wrote, "The fact that Tom Hanks has been silent on this subject since it began speaks volumes. If it was just a fake conspiracy, Hanks has the money and the power to sue people for libel and slander. He has not sued anyone." In a media landscape dominated by franchises big and small, lead actors are only as relevant as the popularity of their characters allows them to be. While the current state of stardom in Hollywood can be debated endlessly, there still remains a generation of older actors who rose to fame in the heyday of the Hollywood superstar. Tom Hanks is one such actor who became a star in the 1980s thanks to a string of leading roles in well-received comedies. From there, he gradually transitioned to dramatic roles that earned him 2 consecutive Academy Awards for Best Actor and established Hanks as a serious character actor in a leading man's shoes. After the start of the 2000s, the actor changed up his game once again as he started to take on older statesman roles in well-received films, from 2002's Catch Me If You Can to 2016's Sully. Thanks to his acclaimed filmography and affable, everyman persona, Hanks has had an enduring impact on 21st century pop culture and the current zeitgeist. It can be difficult to pinpoint what exactly takes an actor out of the realm of a successful leading man and turns him into a genuine Hollywood superstar. Some actors like Leonardo DiCaprio seem almost destined for cinematic greatness, while others like Johnny Depp seem to accidentally stumble into superstardom. For Tom Hanks, the transition from reliable leading man to confirmed A-lister started when he gave up doing hit comedies and decided instead to focus on moving dramas that have something to say about the state of the world and the human condition. In a 2001 interview for the Oprah magazine, Hanks mentioned that he tries to pick projects based on the 3 E's, so he makes movies that serve to entertain, educate, and enlighten his audience. Of course, it is not always possible to hit all 3 marks in the same movie, as Hanks readily admitted in an interview with Film Companion when talking about his 2016 film Inferno. According to the actor, popular entertainment does often land in this place where all those 3 things are brought about by nothing more than a well-made movie, and that is the kind of cinema that Hanks wants to continue to support in a franchise-obsessed industry. The actor has admitted to going out of his way to fit in his characters. For example, on paper, there's nothing about 2000's Castaway that feels like it should work as a blockbuster film. Almost the entire story takes place on a deserted island with a single inhabitant named Chuck Noland, played by Hanks. Plus, most of the minimalistic dialogue is directed at Wilson, a volleyball that quite frankly looks creepier than reassuring. Yet the story works thanks to a superlative central performance by Hanks. Whether desperately scrounging for food, trying to fashion a home out of airplane wreckage, or knocking out his own tooth, every move made by the actor feels sincere and heart-wrenching. A major part of that sincerity comes through in the way we see Hanks's character go from looking like a tubby, well-fed man to a skinny, weather-hardened scavenger after years of living alone on the island. To achieve such a dramatic transformation, first Hanks put on extra pounds to portray the early part of Chuck's stay on the island. After that, he had to lose more than 50 pounds in less than a year to film the second half of the movie. In an interview with EW, the actor admitted that such extreme working conditions were a burden to get through, but the critical and commercial acclaim Cast Away received probably helped soothe the painful memories. But more than any other film in his career, 1994's Forrest Gump established Hanks as one of cinema's most beloved stars, thanks to the immensely likable persona of his titular character. Hanks was fully committed to preparing for the role of Forrest Gump, but a major part of selling the character to the audience meant ensuring that Forrest's childhood persona also felt authentic. The younger Forrest was played by fledgling 8-year-old actor Michael Connor Humphreys. For the story to work, it was essential for Humphreys and Hanks to sound like the younger and older version of the same character. To that end, as Hanks told Graham Norton in an interview, he decided to learn to speak in Humphreys' accent rather than trying to make the young actor copy his. The method worked, and Hanks's accent, mined from the deepest parts of Mississippi that Humphreys was from, added another layer of authenticity to his portrayal of Forrest, while simultaneously making it easier for the audience to divorce his character from other roles that Hanks had played in the past. But despite being known as a nice guy, Hanks does have his bad days. In and around Hollywood, Hanks is widely known as one of the nicest people, someone who gets along with everyone. It's thus all the more surprising to discover that he is, in fact, locked in a decades-old feud with another well-known Hollywood sweetheart, the Fonz himself, Henry Winkler. Winkler was already a well-established celebrity and was moving into working behind the camera when Hanks was still an up-and-coming star. Hanks was attached to star in 1989's Turner and Hooch, which Winkler was supposed to direct. In an interview with Andy Cohen, Winkler explained that he had already started on the project and worked for 13 days as a director when he was summoned to the office of the film's studio executive, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and summarily dismissed. Hinting those disagreements with the film's leading star was the main reason behind his firing, Winkler stated, "I got along great with that dog. Love that dog," referring to Hanks's canine co-star. It's about as heated a fight as you can possibly expect between two men who are known for their ultra-genial dispositions. In fact, the so-called feud might already be over, as Winkler told TMZ in 2020. "I don't have a feud with Tom Hanks. What everybody says and what is true are two different things." Feuds apart, and just like Diddy, Hanks enjoys regular colonoscopy parties. There's a popular urban legend about Hollywood that the lavish parties thrown by the biggest movie stars on the planet are filled with so much debauchery that the attendees are constantly searching for a new kind of high. In the case of Tom Hanks, a personal hobby that he shares with some of his closest friends is holding regular colonoscopy parties. While the term might seem like it could be a fitting title for a possible X-rated movie Hanks did as a penniless young actor, the colonoscopy parties are relatively recent things. Since moving into middle age, Hanks has been teaming up with Martin Short, Steve Martin, and a few other close friends to have a private party before getting their colonoscopy exams done together. The legendary comedy duo recently shared with Jimmy Kimmel some amusing details about their pre-exam routine. They revealed that their party preparations involve stocking up on liquids and avoiding solid food, all in anticipation of the upcoming exams. Thanks to the bowel-clearing process, by the end of the party, Short joked, "The bathroom looks like day 14 of a carnival cruise." The members of this so-called colonoscopy crew not only stick together for the party, but also share a ride to the hospital for their exams and play cards to decide who has to go first. Anyway, despite his impeccable acting skills, Hanks has not been immune to controversy. His Greek citizenship particularly rubbed people the wrong way, with many thinking he was planning to evade justice by bagging himself another country. Hanks, his wife, Rita Wilson, and their children were awarded honorary Greek citizenship after their work in bringing attention to a July 2018 wildfire near Athens that killed more than 100 people, according to the BBC. The couple have been visiting Greece for years and own a home on the island of Antiparos, BBC reports. Wilson also has Greek heritage, and Hanks converted to the Greek Orthodox Church. They have both expressed their love and admiration for the nation. In January 2020, at the Golden Globes, Hanks mentioned his honorary citizenship. "Greece is a haven," he said. "My family goes to Greece. I've been around the world. I've been to the most beautiful places in the world. None of them tops Greece. But why settle for Greece?" In 2012, there was a proposal in Greece to include behavioral disorders such as compulsive gamblers, pyromaniacs, pedophiles, and fetishists on the list of disabilities. The idea was that the additions would enable better medical assessments, but the classifications were not meant to affect disability benefits, according to BBC and Business Insider. However, the idea drew quick outrage, including from the Greece National Confederation of Disabled People, which said in a press release that conditions like pedophilia, pyromania, voyeurism, ostentation, and SM were removed from the new disability identification table after a huge upheaval occurred throughout Greek society. Faced with the uproar, the proposal was short-lived, and pedophilia was scratched from the list a few months later. Greece's current disability assessment application does not include pedophilia or other conditions like pyromania and SM. Instead, the application mentions conditions like deafness and blindness, and disorders like hemolytic anemia. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.